I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, and we are a week and 2 days away from Dale gets all nostalgic, remembering back when he was sitting around SMU, and the Buffalo Bills called and said, "You want to play in Buffalo?
For hours.
What
and for
round?
hours.
Yeah, what round is it? The fourth. I love Buffalo. Dale Hellestrey, everybody.
Good morning, Stephen. How are you? I like to refer to this as Play-In Tuesday, baby.
It is playing. I was going to go with that,
Tuesday.
but I figured I'd plug the NFL draft show coming up again
Yeah.
early
so
in the show.
Have you gotten in contact with the
No,
other party?
I told you before, man. We're Dobsonites, man. We don't talk very often.
You guys are just.
I'll see him-
Why?
I'll see him
Why?
today. I don't know. I'll see him today.
You think?
Well, maybe we'll see him today. But I didn't want to bother him yesterday because he was on vacation last week, and I know what the first day back in the office can be like. You know, bosses were looking for him. The everybody, all the
Yeah, but
sales
you don't
people
have
were
any
looking for
bosses,
him.
Steve. See, that's the
Well,
difference.
not me, but I know what it's like for him.
Yeah, for the
That's what-
underlings.
That's what I'm getting at. With me, it didn't matter. You know,
Right.
I know, but so I was like, oh, if I don't see him today, then I'll hit him up later on. And,
Okay.
what are we doing, man?
Right.
But either way, we're having a show. It's just a matter of where
Where?
at this point.
Okay.
Because I need to know the setup and how much of a pain in the butt it's going to be and all that. But draft show coming up next Thursday, 4 p.m. Bruce Cooper joining us today, of course, next week as well. And then we get into that draft. And I find it interesting, Dale. I'm torn on this Bane story from Miami. They now call him the ex-Miami Hurricane, which he is technically. But generally you don't say that. But now that it comes out
former.
now that it comes out that he got in an accident, and what was it, 2024, killed somebody in a car. He was driving it. It's coming out now. He's tied to the Cardinals. He's one of the guys tied to the Cardinals here.
Yeah, I don't think you take him at 3, no matter what. And here's the other thing, ladies and gentlemen.
He's
please,
up there, Dale.
please understand. The NFL teams knew about this.
Yes.
They knew about this.
That's why it's coming out now.
No NFL team got up 2 days ago and went, what?
Read the paper.
What?
Which is what tells me. Well, so I read more into this, right? Because, but I'm fully convinced it came out because some team wants him to fall.
There's so many different.
If you get my
that could be
drift.
the number one reason.
Because when you read the story, because originally I was like, this is like Georgia, right? Where, the guys are speeding and breaking laws and stuff like that. It wasn't that situation at all, to the point where the family of the guy that died is flat out put out a statement and said that this was just a tragic accident. We wish him the best in his future
Right.
and his NFL career. So it's not, because when I first saw the headline, I was like, oh God, he's racing his car and doing nonstop stuff.
Wow. The only thing that jumped out to me was, did you see the time?
Yes. Well, no, I get that. But it wasn't. But it wasn't that Georgia situation where they're out.
No,
racing
but I'm
and
just
somebody
saying that
flips
would be the only warning sign for me.
I understand that. So it's not as bad as it made it sound, which tells me some team was like, we're not going to be able to get him. We're not going to be able to get him at 8. Let's put this out there. See if he can fall. I'm such a skeptic.
No, but hey, do not put that past an NFL team.
I know. There's no doubt about it.
You know?
That's why I'm this way, folks, is because I've been covering the NFL for so long that I don't trust anybody.
And there's a reason why a gas mask photo will come
Yes.
out the day before
During the
a
draft.
draft.
Yeah. And that guy's had one heck of a career. Larry Tunsil.
Larry Tunsil.
Yeah, and that came out strictly to have him fall.
I think there might have been some sinister stuff there.
They actually
tried to blackmail him.
People asked if he'd pay him money for that
Yeah.
not to go out, and they said no, so they released it
Yeah.
and stuff like that. That was different. That wasn't the teams having him fall, but,
Right.
It's an interesting story to read. By the way, he's tied to the Cardinals at 3, Dale.
Is he?
Yeah.
I've not seen his name.
So here's the deal. I was on NFL.com this morning or last night, whatever it was. Well, I was on it this morning too, but whenever I saw this article, so they go the what every team needs in the draft. You know what NFL.com say the Cardinals' number one need is? Biggest draft goal. Edge rusher. Not offensive tackle. Because everybody's been putting offensive tackle as that number 3 spot.
Right.
Some people have put Arvell Reese, but he's going to go second to the Jets probably. But everybody's putting him in there as well if he's not going to. But even then, NFL.com, that's the part. Do they need an edge rusher? Absolutely. Is that your number one thing you need? I'm not too sure about that. But that's what NFL.com says it is. Yeah.
Well, again, this is one of those drafts. Like, there are certain drafts where you kind of know 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have a good idea of 5, 6. Because they match with the team's needs and whatever.
Yeah.
I think that the draft starts, obviously, at number 2.
It does.
And who knows what the Jets are? Everybody thinks they know what the Jets are going to do. The Jets will Jets. I promise you.
The Jets can go with David Bailey. They can go with Arvell Reese, who seems to be the popular pick to them right now.
Yeah.
They could go with Reuben Baines Jr. as well.
They also could be. They could surprise everybody and take the quarterback from Alabama. The Jets. Jetson.
Yeah, it's just fascinating. But I just putting all that together because I was reading more into the Baines Jr. because I have seen his name, kind of bantered around as somebody the Cardinals could be interested in, at that 3 pick. So I was like, would the Cardinals pull the trigger on a guy that this just came? Then, like I said, I read more about it, and I'm like, oh, it's not nearly as bad as, what was that Georgia kid that came out center for the Eagles, Carter? It wasn't as bad as that situation.
Right.
Where you're speeding and doing illegal acts in the middle of the night and stuff like that. So, I don't know, just fascinating to see. But we're in that season, man. NFL season, Dale.
It's Lion season.
It's so annoying, man. I can't wait for next Thursday night to just end. Then everybody's going to do something, and then you're just going to go, oh, they were telling the truth. It wasn't a lie.
And then next Friday, get ready as the draft gets ready to get started, rounds 2 and 3. You're ready for the not too early first round picks for 2027.
You know what? I wonder how many of the guys that were on that way too early 26 list are still there. Because Mendoza wasn't on it.
No.
If he was, he wasn't high. Sam Levitt was on it, and Sam Levitt was high.
Yeah, he's a top tenner.
I do remember that. Jordan Tyson was a top tenner, definitely, and so that is interesting. I wonder, you could do it. You just have to do some searching. That might be. I'm gonna make a note here.
Yeah,
2026 too early list. Sorry, folks. I'm gonna do some production stuff here, versus this year. Because I'm putting together the graphics. I'm working on that now, so that'd be something I could probably pull up here. The graphics for the draft show coming up. But, yeah, I was just shocked. Add an edge terror for Cardinals' biggest draft goal. To me, if it's not a skill player, to me, it's got to be offensive line. To me, 3's too high for a defensive end and an offensive lineman. It's just too high in my eyes. But what do I know? You got to find Josh Sweat's replacement, though, right? He's unhappy this year.
He's already asked for a quiet trade, hasn't he?
That's the rumor out there. He's asked for that quiet trade and everything. Yeah. So, yeah. So, no, I've just found an interesting thing there on the draft as you're reading more about it. And look, I was just reading about the NFL draft after that Diamondbacks game yesterday. Oh, is that the first game where you sit back and go, what are you doing? Like, you've thought that for smaller amounts, but yesterday was the first time. I was so disgusted by that 6th inning that I turned the game off. I was like, they're losing us, and even if they win it, that's just ridiculous what you just pulled on us there. You're not even worth my time watching. Now, in my defense, I had to turn it off because I had to take a phone call. So I had to turn it off.
Right.
But I didn't turn it back on. I ended up looking at the score afterwards to see what had happened from that. But by the way, your NFC East, Dallas Cowboys, just put a bow on this as well. Biggest draft goal? This is what NFL.com says. Give new defensive coordinator a fighting chance.
Okay.
They don't even have a position. They're just like, get him somebody to help out that defense and everything. They gave up the the last 2 seasons, the Cowboys have given up the most points and yards in the league over the last 2 years. Mike Zimmer, Matt Eberflus, both only lasted 1 year because of those stats. It's not fair when you trade. I don't know. You trade a guy and then you go, you know what we need? We need a pass rusher. You trade your best pass rusher in the league. Then you say you need one afterwards. So, yeah. So, by the way, they have spent majority of their 8 draft picks, including 2 first-rounders, or they can do it. They're advocating on NFL.com that they spend all of those picks on the defensive side of the ball to improve that defense on the Cowboys.
Really?
The reason why I asked this is because the Cardinals have kind of done this over the years. They've gone heavily defense or heavily offense. I'm not a big fan of that. Just going, okay, our defense needs help. We're just going to draft everybody defense. And we're going to draft everybody offense and improve this offense. I'm not sure if I like that philosophy, but that's what NFL.com is saying they should do. And also, Cowboys have 2 first-rounders this year.
Just so you know, I went back. I think that every NFL draft expert erases his way too early.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to have there's ways to find the archive stuff,
but I don't know how to find it.
It's going to be hard to find, but I'm going to do my best to do so.
Yeah. I do want to see
I
that.
wish I would think of it. We should remind me. Somebody remind me around here that when it comes out, we save that thing and print it out or something so we have it. Because, no, that is fascinating, right? Because just think how much this game has changed from just the college game from the guys that you'd never heard of last year at this time. And now you're like,
this time last year, I promise you, Mendoza,
he wasn't on it.
It was not a thought in anybody's mind.
Yeah, they had a good year, so he might be on like a first round one, but he's not number one.
We're running away with it.
Yeah, exactly. Not the bona fide number one pick. So that's so funny. Kuiper probably deletes it. Wasn't he the big wasn't that Shedeur was drafted last year, right?
Yeah, who's supposed to be in the first round?
Yeah, that's why he probably deleted it because he was the only one going, he's a top first round pick. He's the only one saying it. And
I think there are more than one person.
Yeah, but every time ESPN went to him on the draft night, he was like, I don't understand why he's still there. He should have been in the first round. Everybody else is like, okay, buddy. Let's see. But yeah, so it'll be fun to see. But we are just a week and 2 days away here on that as well. Bruce Cooper is going to join us later on today. So I figure the best thing we do for a guy that didn't win a lot, but I admired him greatly in terms of just his attitude, his personality. Let's spend a little time talking about Dave McGinnis. We'll bring it up again when Bruce Cooper gets here. As well, because I'm sure Bruce has some great stories about
can't imagine that he doesn't.
He's probably spent a lot of time with him. But I was fascinated by your tweet yesterday because you were a Dallas Cowboy.
Yep.
Hated Dallas Cowboy. Dave McGinnis, obviously, heartbeat Cardinals. One heartbeat. Just absolutely. I told you one time I had the ability with one of the season ticket events where I got to go, and he wasn't supposed to be there, and he showed up. And the guy had so much passion for football. That's how I would describe him. He had so much passion to football that you just fell in love with the guy.
Let everybody know that he passed away.
Yeah, he died yesterday.
He died yesterday, 74.
Yep, I guess I should.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the bad part of it.
Well, he passed away. He was in the hospital since, I guess, March 4th.
Yeah, been with the Titans for a lot of years as an analyst, and then he coached there for a bunch of times and stuff like that. I guess he was sick, right? But 74. But so we're talking. This is Sun Devil Stadium days, right? And you looked at him afar, and you just fell in love with the guy. And you're like, this guy has passion. And then I met him in one of those events, and normally people that have a lot of passion just come off a little strong. Like, okay, crazy, settle down. He was not that way at all. That's what I remember most about him. With his one heartbeat speeches, and like they would play videos of him before the game. Yeah, like you'd be in the stands, like I'm gonna go right through a wall, and then the Cardinals would lose by 34 points. They had no talent, But what struck me the most here is so that's my memories of him is he's one of the few coaches where I can remember as just a season ticket holder Well, you just wish the guy got a better opportunity
Yeah.
to win because you just wanted to see him succeed.
Yep.
And that's the way I felt about him. And you posted something on Twitter yesterday, which doesn't surprise me about him, but in this day and age, it does surprise me as well. So your memory of Dave McGinnis.
Well, it's interesting. The one thing you say about him being a dynamic personality, his last game, if people forgotten, his last game as a head coach was the pass to Nate Poole, who I got to know over the years too, from I think McCown
in the end zone
to beat Minnesota and drop Cardinals from the first pick to the third pick or whatever it was.
But more importantly, knocked Minnesota out of the playoffs.
Yes, and playing for nothing. Yeah. I think they had 3 wins that year.
Yep. It was very few. I don't remember how many, but that was his last game. Yeah.
But his guys, came out and played hard to the bitter end.
Yeah, absolutely. They I mean, like I said, he just didn't have the talent.
Right. Because that was after the 98 playoff run they had and where they started letting go of people.
Yes.
And by the time 2003 came along.
Vince Tobin, so it was Vince Tobin, then they let Vince Tobin go, and then he took over from Tobin.
He was a defensive coordinator under Tobin.
Yeah, and it was the right choice because Vince Tobin was a good football coach and got the playoff win, but he was a stick in the mud.
Well, I heard one of the guys on 98, I think it was Bickley, that he used to refer to Vince Tobin as Mr. Beige.
Yeah, he would. That's good. All I remember about Vince Tobin is no matter what happened, he just stood on the sideline like this with his crooked hat. His hat was crooked, and he would just stand there like this.
Yeah.
And then you got Dave, and Dave McGinnis was like a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
Like, oh my God.
Yes.
This guy. Yeah. But go ahead with your story.
And so I had a few run-ins. I had a few meetings with Dave McGinnis. The first one, completely unexpected. So for about 3 years, I put on. My dad passed away in 1998. Had a massive heart attack, actually, at an Arizona Cardinals football game.
Yeah.
He just came back from Dallas, saw me at training camp, wanted to go to the game with my brother. I did some things unusual that he never would do, like change his ticket to get home to go to a preseason Cardinal game.
Preseason game, too.
Preseason at Sun Stadium. Looking back on some things, you're like, did he know something was going to happen? He want to see both sons?
Isn't that weird how you can do that, right? Yeah.
But anyways, I started a scholarship fund, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to raise money for it. And everybody said, do golf tournament. And I'm like, no, there's so many golf tournaments, especially back then.
Yeah, everybody did.
I said, let's do something unique. Let's play a basketball game. You also don't need as many people. When you're talking a golf tournament, you're trying to get 40 athletes to show up. Yeah. So we started this basketball game. We played at Desert Mountain High School. I knew a lot of the media people here, the Holmbergs, the Bruce Coopers. Bruce will remember it. And so it turned into morphed into this idea of, okay, well, let's have media versus athletes. And the media, then all of a sudden some 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" interns showed up
exactly.
for the basketball game.
Tom Chambers is showing up on the media side.
But guys you didn't recognize, but
I know.
He's a weekly intern at Channel 12. Okay,
you don't stay up late enough to watch this guy on Channel 12.
Yeah. So. But the gym sold out. We raised a ton of money because we got the Troys, Michaels, Emmets always came out. I would get probably 10 to 12 Cowboy players, and even coaches would come out. And I think it was the second one that we were doing. All of a sudden, out of the blue, we're getting ready to do the game, and all of a sudden, this guy comes up from it. He has maybe a Cardinal shirt on, but
usually wears
nondescript, not like, hey, look at me.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave McGinnis. And I'm like, what? The Dave McGinnis.
You're all.
Yeah.
Are you
Dave
related
McGinnis.
to the coach of the Cardinals?
This game's on a Friday night in probably March or something. I can't even remember when we did it. And he's like, yeah, I wanted to come out. I wanted to support you. I know there's be some athletes, some Cardinals players were playing in it.
Yeah.
And he goes, do you mind if I coach one of the teams and just hang out for a little bit. I said, no, not at all.
No, here's a chair for you,
yeah,
sir.
and
keep in mind this. And I know it's out there, but this was a hated rivalry at this point.
Yes, it was a hated rivalry. It was a random Friday night at Desert Mountain High School, and thanks to the Bruce Coopers and the Dan Bickleys and the John Holmbergs and all that, they did get the word out.
Yeah,
thankfully. But it was just fascinating that this guy came up, made him, and I immediately fell in love with him.
Yeah,
like number one, you don't have to be here. Number two,
wasn't technically invited. But
no,
he still was like,
I wouldn't even think of inviting
and he still was like,
head coach.
I'm here. Yeah, exactly.
And just had a fantastic time. He came to dinner. He had a dinner everybody with at this macaroni grill place. And
you classed it up. Huh?
And
come on, macaroni grill. I love you.
Wow.
I haven't been to you in 100 years. But I love you.
Wow.
Yeah,
we couldn't get into Texas Roadhouse, so.
But so we went to dinner and everything.
And he just ingratiated himself, had no problem going around talking to people. And I'm just, every once in a while I'd stop and look at him and go, he's over there talking to that person. And he's over there talking to that person. It's like, this guy, because I didn't know him from a hole in the wall before then.
Yeah.
You know, and then when I started doing stuff for Channel 12, originally, he was the head coach, the Sunday night things. It started off pretty good because I would meet with him and we'd talk, and he didn't mind when I'd say they didn't play well.
It was the coaches afterwards.
Yes, it was the coaches afterwards and a certain PR guy named Mark Dalton. But I couldn't think of a bad thing to say about him. I looked at my phone, which is weird because I need to go through and clear this out. I still have his cell phone number.
Yeah, I read a story yesterday where he had like 700 names in his.
Oh, I think it was in 1,000. I think
was that what it was?
I think it was 2,800.
Was that what it was? Yeah, and he just had them in there of just people he'd met over the years and kept their numbers and everything in case they reach out or something.
Yeah, you can send a text and.
Yeah, it's like, what is that? I mean that's why I wanted you to tell that story, and I know we'll get some from Coop as well, so I don't want to be down on this, but when you said that on Twitter, I was like, God, that's just the guy he was.
Yeah.
Like, so if I felt it as a season ticket holder, you felt it as a cowboy, in that type of an environment.
Yeah, Troy, Michael, Emmett, and I are on there, and he's just shooting the crap with us and having a good time.
And trying to get you guys to come over.
Yeah. By that time, we were too old anyway. He didn't want anything to do with us,
they ended up getting Emmett eventually.
Yeah. 2 years later.
I forgot, though. I had to look this up because I was like, I couldn't remember. He was only 17-40 with the Cardinals. And like I said, 3 years, 2000 to 2003. But, they just no talent on this team. There were some special moments. They played hard. You kind of liked this team, but you could just tell they couldn't compete in the town. They were in the NFC East back then. So the Eagles were really decent. The Redskins at the time were really, they were coming down, but they were still very, a good team. And then, of course, you guys coming off of a bunch of Super Bowls and everything. You're traveling across the country to play these guys and everything. But the thing I forgot about, he was there when Anquan Bolden had his offensive rookie of the year season.
Well, here's the thing,
by then.
and you could talk about that because I don't remember that, but I can tell you this. I think it's an even money bet that if Vince Tobin is the coach, if Buddy Ryan is on the tail end of his coaching tenure here, I don't know if the Cardinals get the stadium. I don't know if the Cardinals get the stadium. Was he the head
coach when the stadium passed? So
when it passed.
Yeah. So, no, I agree 100% with you there.
Yeah.
Cool. The reason why I know he was involved with it, but I couldn't remember if he was the head coach then. No, because he led that push where players and everybody were pushing. I think that was one of the reasons why I met him, to be honest, in one of those, because they wanted, pass the thing, your season ticket holders, spread the word,
right.
Go to this thing. Like I said, he wasn't scheduled to be there. He just walked in and, he talked to you like you were best friends. And I was 22 years old, just out of ASU. And punk kid in my corporate world. Like, I'm going to rule the world someday. And, he talked to me like I was just equal with him and everything. And I wanted to know. Yeah, I think I remember most about him. He'd be like, everybody he went to. Well, tell me what you do. Tell me what's up with your life, and stuff like that. And you're like, I don't want to talk about me. Let's talk about you and the Cardinals and stuff like that. But yeah, he was the coach there on Anquan Bolden's Rookie of the Year season.
Yeah.
I remember Anquan Bolden's rookie game. He just lit it up.
Initial game, yeah.
Yeah, caught it. I don't remember. Was it in Detroit?
You're asking me.
They were on the road. I was asking myself, but
Okay.
it was wherever they were. You were like, who's that kid catching that ball? And
second round
guys?
pick and over 200 yards receiving.
And you were just like, that guy is going to be special, man. And I mean, he was just stiff arming people, they outrunning him, and he wasn't the fastest guy out there. So he was the coach that brought him in and stuff like that as well. So, but no, I just wanted to bring him up early and get your story on it because I don't want to turn it into an hour long. As much as we could do it. It's just that's not you don't need people getting depressed and things like that with the news. But so I wanted to get that story because if it hit you like that, if it hit me like that, and then it hit you like that as a Cowboy, that tells you the type of guy that he was from that side. I'm sure Bruce has a couple stories on him.
I would imagine.
Minimum.
I would imagine.
I was reading Kent Summers, when he got fired. Kent Summers put this out on Twitter where Kent Summers, he was in his office and Kent was in the building. And, longtime reporter around the Valley. And I guess you could hear the tape on the boxes. And I guess all he hears is McGinnis go, "Hear that sound, Kent? That's the sound of Coach getting fired." I remember he did an interview with one of the local stations. I don't remember which one. He was out on his back patio at his house just doing an interview of what a privilege it was to be a coach of the Cardinals and just didn't win. You never see head coaches do that.
You never see that. And again, it's one of the reasons it stands out so much is the fact that most head coaches think they got jilted or screwed or whatever. And he took it. He probably he was in Arizona for what 7, 8, 9 years.
It was a long time. Yeah, because he was defense. That defense was good. That's one reason why he got promoted. From Ben Stobin. Yeah,
but he handled things just different than other head coaches.
But I followed him while he was in Tennessee, and they weren't the best of teams when he was necessarily there. They had some good years, but stuff like that. Then he was an analyst, and I listened to some of his analyst games. He was the same guy, man. Just passionate about the sport. And a lot of times, like I said earlier, when guys are that passionate about something and you're not, it comes off as like, man, you're aggressive, buddy.
Right?
He was not that way at all. So I wanted to at least bring that up as well because he's the first coach of the Cardinals and probably one in a long time. I did the same thing with Denny Green where I was like, they got the guy. I was too young for Buddy Ryan to recognize what a big name he was. Like I knew he was a big name, but I was too young to put that together. But Denny Green was the other guy where I was like, they got the guy that's personality, change it up a little bit and things to that effect. So that's my, like I said, I was 20-something at that point.
Well, it's so funny.
Career, man.
Because I did have a relationship with Denny Green, too. For about 2000, I retired in 2001. From about 2003 to 2007, I would get to do 3 or 4 Fox games a year for Big Fox NFL games.
Yeah.
And whenever Denny's last game was, I can't remember what year it was.
For the Cardinals?
Yeah. But we were doing
2008.
I don't know if it was that late. I know.
He was in the new stadium.
It was 6 or 7.
No, the new stadium opened. He was in the new stadium because the Bears, when he lost to the Bears.
Well, look up Denny Green's last.
Because that was 2008. Yeah.
Look up his last game while I tell you the story, rather than us argue about it on
Let's
air.
argue about it.
Neither one of us know.
It was after 2008 because that's when the stadium opened, and he was. Okay, you're right. 2006.
Okay.
When did the stadium open?
Hold on. Can you say it?
Nope. Not saying it. Go ahead. Finish
Can
your
you?
story.
I was what?
I know. Finish your story.
I did you hear it, Kobe?
I'm Mike.
So 2006, the last regular season game for the Cardinals was they were playing San Diego in San Diego. And as you well know, on the Saturday, the team flies in Saturday afternoonish. You sit down with the TV crew.
Mm-hmm.
The analyst runs those meetings. The people can ask questions, but it's kind of run by the analyst.
Yes.
And so I'm sitting next to Denny Green. Your boy Mark Dalton was there. And the rest of the Fox crew. And so we're just talking about the season and what he sees and what he thinks about the future and all that. And there were rumors running rampant that this was going to be his last game.
Yeah.
That he was going to be fired after the season.
It was pretty obvious it was coming.
And so I had asked a question. I said, so Coach, obviously last game of the season tomorrow, what are you thinking? What do you have? What's your thoughts on how this thing could go? And he goes, Dale, let me tell you what. He said, come over here. He pulled me to the side.
You got to do it in the grovelly voice.
No, to look out this window because they're staying at a hotel in La Jolla, and walk over this picture window, and he points up there. He says, "You see that house on top of the hill? If I get fired tomorrow, I'll be here the day after that."
He's a big fisherman,
and it does not seem like a bad idea. And then we went down and finished talking about football.
And Mark Dalton's in there.
Yeah.
Mark Dalton was texting Michael calling Michael Bidwell in that moment.
I didn't think about that. He's probably go, well, Denny knows it's coming.
Yeah,
and,
he's like, don't feel bad about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
He's fine with it.
That is true, but I remember as we're talking about coaches and being let go, how these two handled it a little bit different.
They did, yeah. It wasn't no animosity,
No.
But also at the same time, they also just didn't win enough games. That's the thing about Dave McGinnis. He was always a guy that was like, we're one heartbeat. But man, we don't start winning, our heartbeat's ended, type of stuff. By the way, I always think the stadium opened in 2008. It opened in 2006.
Okay.
Because I know he was there, because that was the Bears game. I was there.
Yeah.
I remember that Monday night game.
Well,
we know who they are.
It's always one of the best.
Yeah. So 2006, I was there with Bears fans too.
Okay.
And I was giving the Bears fans, the people I knew, I was giving them so much crap that we were winning this game. They're like, Edgerrin James is going to fumble. Edgerrin James doesn't fumble. You're nuts. That guy doesn't fumble at all. Fumble. Oh, Edgerrin James does fumble. We're all right though. Oh, I've heard about that forever since. But yeah, so 2006. But no, that is what's amazing. Now, Denny Green, he'd been around the block enough, and I sometimes wonder if Denny Green came here just for the money and get closer to the ocean. He's a big deep sea fisherman, type of a deal. But Denny Green had talent. He just couldn't win with that talent.
He could identify talent.
Yes.
He was the one. He brought Larry Fitzgerald in here. He brought Anquan Bolden in here. He brought the defensive tackle, Darnell Dockett.
Oh, I love me.
He brought a lot of talent.
Yeah, he had a lot of talent.
He
just couldn't win.
I don't know who the quarterback was back then.
He was the one that was doing that weird stuff with John Navarre and guys like that.
So couldn't find a quarterback.
Yeah, I think the quarterback was an issue.
He wished he had Randall Cunningham when he was winning to the Vikings.
16-32 for Denny Green, by the way. Here with the Cardinals, but he had talent. Coach McGinnis, no talent. Poole was a good receiver. McCown was a decent quarterback and stayed in the league for 100 years.
McGinnis's first year, though, they were
really good.
7-9 or
6-10.
First, give me his first 3 seasons.
6-10, 5-11, 5-11. Denny Green?
No.
Oh, McGinnis?
Dave McGinnis.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, they had they were a good year because that was after the Vince Tobin. They had.
It was 2 years after.
Yeah, they let the talent go, but they still had talent.
Right. I thought McGinnis was close to 500.
I'm looking it up here.
His first
year. Did. Yeah, and then it went downhill after that because then they really stopped re-signing guys at that point and things like that. I'm pulling it up. Give me a second. His 3 years here. But yeah, no, it's just we're all getting old, unfortunately. Let's see here. Dale Stahl. Do some sting. My favorite Dave McGinnis moment had nothing to do with the Cardinals, by the way.
Figures.
I forget. Oh, no. Because it was embarrassing for the Bears. Remember when the Bears hired Dave McGinnis and he didn't accept the job? And they did a press conference announcing him?
Oh, I do vaguely remember that.
That was 1999. Friday, January 22nd, Michael McCaskey organized a news conference to announce McGinnis as the 12th head coach of the Bears. And McGinnis is sitting there going, I didn't accept that job. They had to postpone the news conference right before it started. They had to issue an apology to McGinnis as well out there. And then, now this one, Vince Tobin was the coach. He was defensive coordinator. This is when this happened here as well. So obviously everybody was, upset about it, from Vince Tobin to everything. But it was an interesting, that's my favorite moment. So 2000.
He was 7-9.
Yes. 7-9 in his first year. Because he took over for Tobin in 2000. He went 1-8 that year. But 7-9 his first year, then 5-11, then 4-12, and then no longer.
Yeah.
No longer around after that.
Wrong trend.
My favorite stat here is finish. Fourth in NFC East. Fourth in NFC East. Fourth in consistency, Dale. That's part of the deal.
Yeah, but I guarantee you one thing.
You
one thing.
Yeah.
You didn't finish 9 games out of third place.
Here's my question. Fourth in NFC. Oh, no, that's right. So he finished fourth in NFC West going 7-9. I wonder who the team was worse that year.
Well, I'm not sure, or was it realignment already done by then?
No, the next year, the NFC West is when they moved it, 2002 to the NFC West.
Okay.
But yeah, so the East, they were in the East in 2000.
Well, I think Washington might have.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if those were the years Washington was struggling, because that was when oh my goodness, the cornerback for the Cardinals that was all pro and in the Hall of Fame now. When he intercepted that, man, like 106-yard.
That was the Sunday before the vote.
Yeah, and that's what propelled him up there, was that win. Hey, I remember he caught that. Aeneas Williams caught that. He's running down my sideline and he's running towards us. We're all go. So stupid. And he scored the touchdown. They voted the stadium in, and then they finished with 3 wins that year, or 4 wins that year. So, yay.
Oh, well, I will always tell you this. I honestly, and I know people, and I've talked to people about Dave McGinnis over 25 years, and I don't know if there's one person out there that has a bad thing to say.
No, that's what my impression of him as well. Even guys like he probably had a cut were probably like, well, thank you, coach. I appreciate you very much. If you need anything, give me a call.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Yeah.
He probably had their number in their phone.
No.
It's crazy talk there. So let's take a break here. Come on back here as well. We got big playoff baseball tonight. We will talk more about that.
Basketball.
Basketball. We will talk more about that when Bruce comes in here and see if he's got a story that circums Dale's story. We're going to have a one-up on Dave McGinnis.
I wonder if who remembers their charity basketball games. I remember him playing.
Well, because he maybe gave a basketball after missing that big shot at Westwood back.
First shot, needed to go in.
You know what? I drove by Westwood yesterday, and I drove by. I drove by it on Saturday. All I think about is Coot now when I drive by Westwood.
That and crooked numbers on the football field.
Not Danny White. Not that my sister went there. Just Coot missing that shot. Come on back, folks. Main event. And we're back here, main event. Fun times out here as well.
Yeah.
As we're dealing with all of this there, I saw a pitch yesterday from Paul Skeensdale. 19-inch movement from right to left there on one of his pitches. That thing started 2 feet outside the plate and ended up an inch inside the plate. I don't know how you're supposed to hit this kid. It's almost unfair. Stop it. We're going to do everything we can to not talk about the Diamondbacks. I'm so disgusted by them yesterday.
Oh,
just disgusted. Maybe we should talk. Huh?
Hey, do you remember a game not too long ago, maybe 2 weeks ago? There's a guy, I don't know, he's kind of a newbie, not sure how good he is, a guy named Paul Skeens. You remember that name, Paul Skeens?
Yeah, I was just talking about it.
Yeah. He
19-inch
didn't get out of the first inning.
That wasn't his fault.
He didn't get out of the first inning.
His new center fielder's first time playing in center field.
If you were, I don't get, stop. If you were in Pittsburgh, you would have been send him down. Yeah. Send him down to AAA. Skeens sucks.
No, I was all in favor of throwing. I think it's O'Neill. I was all in favor of sending the center fielder down. That's for sure. Yeah, I had a bet on that day that he was going to win that game, jerks. I didn't really. I'm just kidding. But
yeah, if you start betting on Pittsburgh baseball games, I might check you in.
I don't enjoy. Like I just put $5 down just for fun. I don't even look at it again. Like later on, I'll be like, "What happened to my money in my?" Or I'll be like, "Hey, why do I have so much money in my gambling account?" Because it's $5 bets, and I place them. Like on UFC. I went back yesterday and I started watching some of the prelims again and stuff since I didn't get to see him getting ready for Lou. And I pulled my game. I'm like, oh, I placed a bet on that one? Oh, I won that one? Oh, sweet. It's no clue. I do it for fun. I don't even care about it in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's $5, folks. The most I've ever won on a $5 bet is like $24. And that was a few weeks ago when a guy that was like a plus 450 odds won the fight. Other than that, I'm winning.
Did you go with Lou or against Lou?
Mostly I go with Lou. I'm not gonna lie though, but I also because he bets dogs. I'll bet favorites like big favorites, but I'll parlay them. So like
he does that sometimes too.
So if there's like a minus 3,200, a minus 1,200, and a minus, well, chances are they're winning. I haven't lost one yet, but I know it can come. I'll bundle them together and get like a minus 120 or something with them together, and so I'll bet those types of ones that Lou doesn't do and stuff. You don't win very much. Just fun to do, see if it happens. But other baseball games yesterday were fun.
Other baseball games.
Yeah. Oh my God. Did you see? You didn't watch this, but I watched some of the Yankees-Angels game last night.
Yeah.
Multiple home runs by Trout. Judge, multiple home runs by Judge. Fantastic game to the point where Mike Trout's smiling in the outfield when Trout just launches one out of the day and everything. But it wasn't just them. Diamondbacks had multi-home runs as well from two guys yesterday as well. 9 different players had multi-homer games on Monday. Second most in a single day in Major League Baseball history.
Really?
So I told you Judge and Trout, Kyle Schwarber with Philadelphia. If you watch the Diamondbacks game, they wasted Marte and Arenado's day with their multiple home runs. Josh Naylor in Seattle, Trent Grisham also with the Yankees, Jake Berger in Texas, and Jeremiah Jackson in Baltimore nailed. That's how if you didn't watch the Diamondbacks game there. But 9 different players, multi-homer games yesterday. Fantastic.
Well, before we get into your
I'm
usual every loss tear down of Torrey.
I'm not going to talk about it.
And you don't take Ryan Nelson out after 92 pitches.
You know who agrees with me? The radio broadcast.
Yeah, and that's fine. They don't know what they're talking about.
They're the geniuses of the broadcasting.
But what's so funny? Before you get into that, then I'll sit out. Ketel Marte goes 2 for 5 yesterday. He goes from batting 190 to 212. Early in the season.
No numbers.
Your average can go back and go up really, really fast.
Exactly.
It can go down really, really fast.
Yeah, he goes 0 for today, and it'll drop back down again pretty far.
Yeah, but whose average dropped some more?
Perdomo.
Alex Thomas went 0
for 4. Alex Thomas, that's right. Yeah, he didn't.
And Perdomo went 0 for 3.
Yeah, no, Perdomo.
So you got 148 and 122.
You know what the difference is? They're not the leadoff guy. They're hitting at the bottom of the line. Well, Perdomo's not. He's the fourth hitter, right?
That's kind of an important position, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I don't. Again, I said it earlier. I don't know why Corbin's not your leadoff. You put so much pressure on that defense with your leadoff guy getting on base. I don't get it. But there you go. Yeah.
All right, so tell us why it's so bad to take Ryan Nelson out after 92 pitches.
I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about NBA jersey sales.
Okay, all right.
NBA. Who led the NBA in jersey sales this season? Here. I'll give you a hint. He played in 43 games. This is how stupid this is. Who's buying Steph Curry jerseys to where he's the number one NBA sales jersey this year? He played in 43. Who doesn't? Who's not a Steph fan that doesn't have a Steph jersey
I was going to say,
already?
he's played 17 years.
He played 43 games this year. Who's buying Steph jerseys in this quantity is what I want to know. This is riling me up more than the more I think about this. He's been in the league forever. If you're a Steph fan, you own every jersey he has. Who's buying Steph Curry jerseys in this quantity? And then he only played 43 games this year. He was out for most of the season, half of the season. Who went? You know what jersey I need? Steph Curry. I don't have one yet.
17 years. If you're a Steph Curry fan, you don't have 2, 3, 4 of them already?
This is my point. It's not like he just gained a bunch of new fans playing 43 games this year. I swear to God, his family members are buying him or something. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not saying you shouldn't buy a Steph Curry jersey. All-time great. I'm just saying, to be the number one seller, now people are going to go, well, China and the overseas markets, you're right. But he played 43 games.
But I could even see, how's Durant.
China buying?
I could see Durant changing teams. Yeah. Houston, you want to get a Houston jersey? You're a Durant fan? Okay. Yeah. But Steph Curry hasn't changed teams.
Well, like Luka. I can understand people still buying Luka jerseys. People, Luka fans buying the Lakers one, as opposed to the Mavericks one. So that's going to increase there. He was second, by the way. Luka was second. But I guess you could see that. Then you're being a Lakers fan on top of it. So you can see Lakers fans buying it and getting caught up on it. Jalen Brunson, though. Victor Wembanyama.
Wembanyama? Now you made me mess it up.
Wemby. Yeah, we'll call him Wemby. He was third, and then LeBron James fourth. LeBron James is my same thing as Steph Curry. Who doesn't own a LeBron James jersey that wants one? Over the last 20 years.
Well, you had Cleveland, then you got your Miami one, then you get your Lakers one.
He's been with the Lakers for 5 years. Yeah, but he's playing worse now, is my point. Like, what are you buying a Lakers jerseys? Now, they do have those new styles, so maybe you're buying those. But that many people are buying them? I'm telling you, there's some money laundering going on with this. There's some shenanigans with these jerseys. That's all I was saying. But, Dale, that's what was riling me up last night. Everything but to think about the stupid Diamondbacks game last night. I was finding other things to get all riled up about as well. Yeah. The other thing that's driving me nuts, the Preakness Stakes, the horse racing, they're moving it back 1 week in May. 3 weeks after the Kentucky Derby. So instead of 2, it's 3. This is one long overdue, by the way, beginning next year, not this year as well.
Okay.
You know why they're doing that?
Why is that?
More horses will compete in it. The 2-week lag between it means you don't, a lot of times the guy that wins the Kentucky Derby, the horse, doesn't run the Preakness because it's only 2 weeks and they can't be ready for it and stuff like that.
Well, I'd like to be a racehorse.
You want to be a winning racehorse.
Yeah. You get treated like royalty.
Better than anything on the face of the planet.
Yes.
So they are switching that to 3. Long overdue, I think.
Yes.
Who cares? 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But if you can get more horses basically what I'm saying, Dale, horses have become the NBA. Oh, I just ran 2 weeks ago. I can't run again this weekend.
You see how much effort I put forth?
For that minute? So they're having to alter the Kentucky Derby a la the NBA right now because horses can't race They can't race in the.
Well,
the
I
Preakness.
would have thought 20 years ago you interview the trainers and the jockeys and go, if we move it, because they have no, you got the Triple Crown.
Let's see.
And everything else in the horse racing world works around those three.
20 years ago, you didn't have guys sitting out the
No.
second race, and now you do. Well, guys, I mean horses. But yeah, no. The horse racing has become the NBA. I didn't even realize it.
No possible way. 2 weeks. Now 3 weeks.
That extra week to get
Maybe.
ready. It's a completely different race. I thought most horses set out the Preakness because it's a completely different race. Like the lengths are different.
Yes.
So like if you're a sprinting horse, you're not going to be good on the long tracks. If you're, vice versa, the surface they run on, you might not be good on that surface, so you don't want to risk injury if you've won the Kentucky. I thought that's why they were sitting him. Turns out they were sitting him because it was too close of a window.
Got that lactic acid buildup. Yeah, I used to get that.
Which horses are the Kawhi Leonards of the racing world is what we got to find out here now.
I know Secretariat wasn't. Be a Secretariat.
So those things, I saw that yesterday and it was driving me nuts. I'm wondering if I was feeling these things are driving me nuts because of the way the Diamondbacks lost. Did it put me in a mood yesterday? I wonder.
Well, how about we found it out?
Let me
How
see.
about you and I finding out this morning that where are we watching the Suns game? Is it going to be ESPN?
Yeah.
Is it
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
TNT? Is it going to be
I know.
the local station?
Before you say where you watched the game tonight, Dale, just to tell people, I'm just sitting here today doing some research on Portland, and their stats on the season and the Suns tonight. It's at home. Suns are favorites. And then there's this little blurb, Dale. And it's right as you were walking in, and I bet you could hear the fumes coming off of my forehead. Prime Video tonight, Dale.
Prime Video for the Suns
Playing game tonight.
play-in game.
And no local because the NBA has made a deal with the streamers because they pay so much that no local broadcast will compete with them.
Right.
So you have to have Prime Video if you want to watch the Suns tonight.
Or somebody's dialing code.
or somebody's
Oh,
logged
both
in.
of them are.
Yeah.
Hold on. All 4 playing games are on Prime
You
Video.
just realized it.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing tonight. You want to watch any playoff basketball tonight, folks? You got to have a subscription.
And tomorrow.
Which I have one, by the way, so it doesn't affect me. But
Right.
I'm annoyed by this. What? What are you doing to your fan base? This is when you can hook little kids to watch these. Suns fans, 8-year-old Timmy
Whoa.
over in Glendale tonight.
Steve,
His parents can't afford Prime, and he's not going to be able to watch the game tonight. Boy, you're losing a chance to have a fan.
Steve, I'm looking at the schedule. The first 3 games on Saturday
You're learning it. Yeah, you're learning it.
is
You're catching
Prime
on
Video. There's not a over-the-air network televising a game
until they get to the better round.
until Houston, Los Angeles on ABC.
Yeah. No. What are you doing?
You got NBC Peacock doing some next week.
We talked about this with the IFL.
Wow.
Now they're doing it. The NFL's a different beast. The NFL, I don't like what they're doing, but they're doing it because they're going to get the ratings regardless.
And people are going to bitch and moan.
Yeah.
They're still going to plop
They're
it
still going to
down.
play for that. How many people are going to tune into, like the Diamondbacks played on Apple TV like a week ago on a Friday night.
Yeah.
I didn't buy that game. I listened to the radio broadcast. I'm not buying Apple TV for 3 games a year. I'm not doing it. Just like with the Rattlers. I'm not buying overnight sports for $11.99 a month to watch 3 Rattlers games this year. I'm not. I have the money. I just don't want to spend it.
What's this world coming to, Steve?
So, but here's the problem. I'm being serious now. Like little Timmy up in Glendale is looking forward to the Suns game tonight, and his parents are working their butts off in this economy, trying to survive, and bring everything to him. And they can't spend the money on Prime tonight to watch this game. You're hurting your fan base. You're hurting your future fan base by doing this for the playoffs. Now, if it was a one-off game, okay. Hey, this game's going to be on Prime Video, but all the other ones. But like you said, you want to watch it in the playing round? It's Prime Video only. You want to watch any of those games. The first round, there's a bunch of them on Prime. What are you doing? It riled me up this morning. I was actually fired up when Dale was walking in today because I just read it. I just assumed it would be on regular TV. Nope. Stupid me, Dale.
Not stupid, you, Steve.
Stupid me. Stupid me to think that they want us to watch it. I haven't. But yeah, so Prime Video tonight, folks.
I might boycott it.
You know what? I might.
Well, I don't think I'll watch any of the other play-in games. I'll watch the Suns game tonight.
Are you gonna? You have to. But if you already, you all. That's what I mean. You either have to buy it or
I have it.
Yeah. So yeah, so it doesn't matter. I'll watch a bunch of them tonight. But
I have it through a third party.
No, by the way, Helly7070, he just admitted stealing Amazon Prime.
Not stealing. Gifted.
Yeah. So, but it's just so annoying how you got to turn it on to watch it and stuff like that. It's like, oh. Robert says if the play-in is not part of the NCAA tournament or Helly is in the NBA play-in part of the playoffs. Yeah. Dale says Dayton is not part of the tournament.
Right. And the play-in is not part of the playoffs.
It is, absolutely.
No,
it's because you're going for the 7th and 8th.
There's
seed.
8 teams that make the playoffs in each.
What are you going to do next year when there's 8 play-in games for the NCAA tournament? Because that's coming.
They got 8 play-in games. There's 64 teams that make the tournament.
It's win or lose, right? It's game. It's
No.
win or win. No, they're expanding it.
But they can have those in Timbuktu,
So you're
Tennessee.
saying battling for the 7th and 8th seed isn't a playoff game?
No, it's a play-in.
Nobody else is playing, so you're in this bad boy. I don't get your thing.
It's a play-in, not a play-off. Here we go.
Robert also says, are we sure Steph's not buying all the Steph jerseys? No, that's what I was accusing him of. His cousins. Maybe he has a deal with Nike where Nike just says they sell a lot of the jerseys, even though they don't. Or they do, and they give them. There's the kids in Africa right now running around with Steph jerseys, like Super Bowl, like the losing Super Bowl team. They can rotate between. The Patriots Super Bowl lost this year, and the Steph Curry jerseys. Second hour main event coming up next, folks.
have schooled you guys like no other.
And we're back here.
He'd be calling me Professor Coop. I school you so
And we're
bad.
back here in the main event. We got some trash talking going on in here, folks. Of course, I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, 17-year NFL veteran Dale Hellestrae, and then this guy, local legend Bruce Cooper. They were just talking about the basketball game that Dale talked about earlier in the show and everything. Let's not, I don't want to depress the audience and things like that, but Dale told, just how McGinnis showed up at his dad's charity basketball tournament just out of the blue and was supportive of it and things when he didn't need to be and everything. And, I know you were around him a lot being working at 12 News. Any thoughts on Coach Mack there?
Yeah, well, we used to, everyone used to call him D-Mac G. I know he's more fondly called Coach Mack, but in Arizona it was D-Mac G.
D-Mac G.
Yeah, for D for Dave, Mac, and G for Guinness.
Okay, they just say that. Okay.
Yeah, they just call him D-Mac G.
Okay.
And the thing that was so awesome about this guy, let's say there's like maybe 50 media people that, from print to radio to TV that cover him.
Cover Cardinals.
Yeah, cover Cardinals. And here's the thing that was so amazing about it. It didn't matter who asked the question. He would say their name first.
Really?
Yes, he would. So it was easy for us. We only had to learn one name.
Yes.
He had to learn 50, and he did. I mean, he would say, "Oh yeah, Dale, this, that, or Steve, Steve, or Coop." Yeah, he even knew your nickname.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
He called you Coop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And up in Flagstaff, the Cardinals used to do their training camp up in Flagstaff. There was a lady once, and Dale, they have the training table up there.
Yeah.
And so all the players eat in the training table.
Correct.
And there was a lady, I guess she was trying to get a catch out there. She was a single lady, and she made up. She brought out these pots and pans of different kinds of foods and stuff, and the security people were giving her a rough time. You can't bring that down here on the field level. Because the Cardinals had like 3 fields, 1 lower and 2 up, and then they had the dome in case the weather was inclement.
Right.
Well, they were up on the upper field, and she's down on the lower field, and the security's not letting her in. So Coach Mack is walking down, and he asked, "Well, what's going on?" And they tell her that this lady's trying to bring food for the players and stuff like that. And Coach Mack said, let her in, let her go. And so each time each player would come down, she would try to get it to him, and the players would say no. So Coach Mack took a plate from her.
Yeah.
And I know he did. He didn't, because, look, but that's just who he is. He was such a nice guy. And matter of fact, this is a true story here. Of all the coaches that I have covered in my 34-year tenure at 12 News, there's been a lot of coaches that come and go in all the different sports.
Right.
He was the first of 3 that I gave the Coop Lifetime Coaching Award to.
Did you really?
Yeah. And I did it, and it was based on criteria. Their availability, their how they were accepting and amenable to the press, and then the other ones obviously had to do with performance, and then maybe strategies and things like that. Coach Mack was such a nice guy, such a great guy, and the Cardinals organization had known nothing but just loss after loss after loss, season after season. I mean, 4-12, 3-13, 5-11. I mean, just on and on and on. Then up pops the '98 season when they go to the playoffs. Then there's just back down, but he was such a great guy. I mean, such a great guy. And the other, I gave him the Coop Lifetime Coaching Award, and then the other 2 coaches that I gave it to were Mike D'Antoni and Torey Lovello. I mean, just again, you talk about people who are very approachable, very nice. I mean, but D-Mac G took it to another level when he allowed this woman.
Again, so I told a story just for maybe the people who listen to the second hour. I'll say very brief. I did a scholarship basketball game to raise money for kids. Invited invited all the TV radio personalities, and a bunch of Cowboys came in, some Cardinals came out, and it ended up being did it for like 3 years, fun 3 years. And one of the years, maybe it was the second year, all of a sudden, I'm standing there, we're getting ready to do the national anthem and introduce everybody, and all of a sudden, McGinnis comes out to me. He's like, "Hey, Dale, how are you?" I'm like, "Coach McGinnis?" And he chit-chatted and said, "Yeah, hey, want to be a part of this? And is it all right if I hang around?" I'm like, "Yeah, you do whatever you want to do." And just shocking that he would take time on a Friday night to come out and do something like that for people that he didn't know and all that. So I've always been a fan of his.
Yeah, and he became really, I guess, the national spokesperson for the Pat Tillman tragedy,
Right.
basically. From the
Well, he's
Cardinals.
also part of the new stadium.
Yeah. He would talk effusively about Pat and talked about all the money that he gave up just to go do this. And look, there are stories. I mean, I can even tell you stories about Pat Tillman that I thought. I mean, he was unlike any other player that you knew. I mean, back in the day, back in this time, the media could fly on the Cardinals charter, but the media had to sit in the back of the plane. But we still got, those great 4 or 5 course meals that they come up and down. I mean, they fed them well on the plane.
Right.
Well, a lot of the players and keep in mind the Cardinals played in the NFC East back there. So you're making these long trips to Philly, to Washington, to New York. And like a lot of the players, they get involved really heavy in these card games or dominoes or whatever. Everybody's doing something. Maybe someone watching a movie. You look to the right, there's one guy with a light on, and he always had a book. And he was by himself. It was Pat Tillman. I'm like, it wasn't like he wasn't a good teammate, but he was so cerebral. He was always ahead of someone. And matter of fact, to that point, you go in the parking lot in the rookies, and you look at the kind of cars they're buying, because we used to do a story on the car lot, you got every type of vehicle up in there. And Pat Tillman, he would come to practice at the Cardinals training camp with this, I'm going to call it a Dorothy bicycle. One that you see in The Wizard of Oz. I'm like,
he had
dude.
a basket on the front of it. Yeah.
Huh?
He had a basket
Yeah,
on the front.
I'm like.
He did that until the Cardinals made him get a car because it was unsafe for him to ride his bike from the hotel to the practice
I would say, Pat, dude, you're in the NFL, man. You have some money now. Buy yourself a nice ride. This dude, Pat, gave me a big economic rundown on appreciation and depreciation and stuff like that. Yeah. And he talked about when the second you drive your car off the lot, how he just went on and on. And so he was unique. He was definitely different.
I worked at the hotel where the Cardinals would stay, like during the preseason or whatever. When everybody came in for off-season stuff, and he'd show up on that bicycle. We literally had a valet person that would put it into a back closet for him so it wouldn't get stolen.
Really?
Because he would just insisted. And I remember at one point, if I remember correctly, the Cardinals told him he couldn't ride the bike anymore because it was too dangerous.
I didn't know the Cardinals went that
stuff
far.
like that. It might have been well into the season for injury, because he always wore them with those sandals. He never wore them with shoes. He always had those sandals on, riding his bike around on the streets.
But before we get into all the stuff that I know Steve wants to get in, I also want to. Are you going to be at the scholarship luncheon this Saturday? The Brad Sesmat's thing.
Oh.
You're calling him out on the air.
Either he looks like he didn't know about it, or
I do recall it. Dale, is it Wild Horse?
Yeah, Wild Horse past Saturday.
Yeah, because I think I was there with you.
Yeah.
And
you've been there a couple times, my family and all that.
And I think Charlie Regal.
Yeah. And this year it's Jason Mons getting on, but
plus the 2 photographers that
That's what I was going to say. Brad Gass. He worked with you for a long time.
He worked for me for a long time before he left.
That's
and
where
went
I
to
met him.
Yeah, you
and
did.
He's still carrying a dang camera around.
Him and Gus We call him Swede. John Gustafson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just want to make sure that you knew that your boy
Yeah.
Bad Gas is getting on.
Yeah, you gonna be there?
I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
Yeah, give away our scholarship.
Oh,
my
that's
dad's
right. That's right.
scholarship.
You do that.
Yeah.
I was uninvited.
Yeah. No, well, you don't do anything. Well, what have you done?
I don't need a present. I have money. I can contribute money to stuff, I guess. But, geez, Dale.
Guys. I'll tell you what really chapped me last night.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the horse racing?
No, it was two baseball games.
Oh.
Diamondbacks and then ASU U of A.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, ASU had already won 3 of the 4 games against University of Arizona baseball this season. They should have made it. Should have been a clean 4-0 sweep. But last night, with a jam-packed Phoenix Municipal Stadium,
People are showing up for that.
yeah, I mean, their bats just went silent. I mean, it's like if you'd have thought that U of A was running out of bunch of Cy Young Award winners.
Yeah. They've done that this year. Arizona State's done that. They've had to come back like GCU. They were down seven runs and they had to come back late in the game. They do that, but then they'll score 20 runs in one game and then they'll score 2 in the next. They lost 5-3 by the way to Arizona.
Right. Now, and ASU almost had a tremendous collapse against Utah on Saturday. Yeah. Dude, it was 12-5 going into the top of the 9th inning. 12-5. They gave up 8 runs in the top of the 9th and fell behind 13-12, only to rally in the bottom 9th and win it 14-13. Yeah. But I mean, and Landon Harrison, he's got to be one of the greatest stories this year.
He's going to win Player of the Year.
Yeah. I mean,
he's tied Barry Bonds' home run record.
Well, he's
passed it now.
Well, he's got 23 home. Well, the school record is 27 by Mitch Jones.
Yeah. But Barry didn't hold that. Yeah.
No. So he's got 23 home runs and 65 RBI. But believe it or not, he came up in the bottom of the 11th last night. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, and he's at the plate. Now we've seen him do his magic before, but he did a short fly out to the left, and that was the ball game, and U of A win it. Yeah. But then. Before that game even took place, I'm watching the Arizona Diamondbacks against the Baltimore Orioles.
Coop, I'm just going to sit back while you talk about this because Dale laughs at me.
And I'm going to tell you something. I mean, to see Ketel Marte hit a couple solo home runs, I'm saying, okay, his bat's starting to come around. But the Diamondbacks finally got separation from a guy who hadn't done diddly squat up to this point. Nolan Arenado hit a 2-run home run. They give him they stretch a 2-1 lead to 4-1. Then his next at bat, a 3-run homer. It's 7-1.
5 RBIs by Arenado by himself.
7-1 into the 6th inning, and I'm telling you, Ryan Nelson was pitching great. The only a run that even scored was on an error, catcher interference. Blaze Alexander gets on first base via a catcher interference. His bat hit the catcher's mitt. So he eventually scored on like an RBI double or whatever. So that's the lone run Ryan Nelson had given up. Now, to start the 6th inning, he gave up a leadoff double. The next batter, he strikes him out. I mean, he is pitching a phenomenal game. I think his pitch count was 93, if I remember correctly.
92.
Okay, 92 pitches. Torrey comes and pulls him out. I'm like, dude, let the man finish the darn inning. But I still didn't think that the Diamondbacks would give up, 5 runs in that inning.
Right.
I mean, and Taylor Rashi, after the first 3 had reached and everything, and the bases are loaded, I'm like, Torrey, let's go. Yeah,
it was obvious he didn't have it, but Torrey's like, let him cook.
And he gives up a grand slam to Jeremiah Jackson.
Does it make it worse, though, that Torrey left Rashi in there knowing that he was going down anyway? They wanted to give him a couple innings before he went down. But it's just I don't know. To me, it was just one. Dale makes fun of me earlier. Oh, you just overlooked everything. It's like Torrey wanted to lose that game.
He didn't want to lose it. But I mean, it was just bad. It was just bad. I mean, look, I need to. I turned it off. I need to give an on-air apology to a Diamondbacks player. I do.
We have apologized. If you're going to do this guy, I have done nothing but praise him all season. So if you're going to do it too, this show might explode, folks, is all I'm going to say.
Who is it
Give
going
it
to
to us. Who are you
apologize
going to
to?
apologize to?
Paul Sewald.
The show might explode, folks.
Yeah.
Dude, I poo-pooed. I was so against that move by Hazen. I'm like, I still hadn't forgiven the guy for the 23 World Series.
Yes.
I mean, 2023 World Series, Diamondbacks should be coming back home with up 2-0 because of Sewald is 1-1.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just, and I didn't want to see him in a Diamondback uniform again.
You two are two peas in a pot.
That's right.
Hey, look, I got to call it like it is.
Well,
I mean, he's 5 for 5 and saved opportunities. The only blemish he's had came in a 0-0 top of the ninth inning against the Braves. He gave up back-to-back home runs.
Yeah.
That was after Laciaga gave up the phone.
But that was a non-save situation.
Yeah.
But he has just been lights out and dynamite. And I'm just like,
And I even said that 10th inning. I go, why are you putting your closer in there in the 10th inning in a non-close situation? Like, that's not fair to him. I even defended him on that. Dale makes fun of me a lot here, though, because at the same time, I don't know how Paul Sewald's doing it. He throws 90-mile-per-hour fastballs. Yeah. Like, I look around the league, and I watch closers, man, and they're hurling the ball in there at 100 miles an hour, just blowing guys out. You know, they're throwing these nasty curveballs after throwing heat in there. And then Sewald's just, like, throwing batting practice balls in there, but he's somehow doing it. It's it's just the most amazing thing.
You're old enough to remember guys like Glavine and Smoltz,
sure, absolutely,
and all that, and they threw the ball low 90s, but they placed it.
Yeah, particularly Tom Glavine. Yeah, you're right. But
are you putting Sewald in the Tom Glavine
category?
I'm
not. And as much as I bust your chops, it is one of those things with Paul Sewald that every time he comes out, you're like, it's like my golf game. Like if I come out and I go 3 pars, maybe sneaking a birdie. It's just a matter of what hole am I blowing up on. It's gonna happen. I'm not going all 18 holes without getting a triple bogey or picking my ball up or what. With Paul Sewald, it kind of seems like, okay, well, we dodged that one. Mm-hmm. Okay, well,
that's because he's not a prototypical closer.
Yeah, but you know he does get late movement on his pitches, you know, and I think that's what aids him a lot. But having said that, I don't know how I feel about Brandon Pfaadt being sent to the bullpen.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was the only one that could do it, right?
Well, no, Ryan. Well, here's the deal. This is where I'm going. This is where I was going. I was even looking. I was said, okay, if they don't go 6-man rotation,
right,
and they stick with 5, who's the odd man out? It's impossible for anyone to think that Soroka or Eduardo would be coming out because you know Gallen's not coming out, and Ryan Nelson he's pitching too phenomenally. So Brandon Pfaadt was the odd man out if they went 5, and sure enough they did. But here's the deal. Now, I wonder about this. During that 23 run to the World Series, Brandon Pfaadt was the Diamondbacks' best pitcher. Mm-hmm. In fact, he pitched in so many clutch, big games. I don't care if it was against the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Rangers. He was the man. So it didn't surprise me that the Diamondbacks gave him this big extension, kind of like they did with Corbin Carroll and Geraldo Perdomo. He was supposed to be their next Brandon Webb, a farm guy that came in and be and I'm telling you, you know, he'll have games, and this is what I can't figure out about him. He'll pitch like he did in 23, but there's always one inning.
I was going to say the one inning.
There's always one inning. That's
what happened to him his last start.
Yeah, and here's the deal. If you go back and you look at the numbers, the metrics, the analytic numbers that the Diamondbacks put out, like last year, he gave up 26 home runs because the home run ball is hurting him. Mm-hmm. Do you know that 15 of those 26 home runs came with 2 strikes?
2 strikes.
He has a problem, even today, and when he's pitching nowadays, he has a problem putting away batters in those innings. I mean, he gets 2 strikes, he can't put them away. And so I said, okay, well, I'm glad they didn't send him down to the minors because I said they probably want to keep him stretched out.
I was
you know?
actually worried they were going
Yeah,
to work on that.
Yes,
situation.
but even to keep him stretched out
Yeah.
as a starter. Now you're going to make him. I guess you're a long reliever. You have no choice.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, they did that with Jay Jameson, and remember, he blew out his arm because he couldn't stay stretched out long enough and stuff to that.
Well, but then
That's
I
the
got
danger.
and then I got to thinking later. I said, my gosh. All right, so Merrill Kelly's coming back. They're back to that 5-man rotation. Guys, in about another month and a half, some dude named Corbin Burns is coming back. Who's the odd man out then?
Right.
If Soroka and Rodriguez continue to pitch the way they are, you know for a fact you're not going to get rid of Gallen or Merrill Kelly. It has to be Ryan Nelson. And Ryan Nelson, I'm telling you, he's probably over the last year and a half, he's been their best pitcher.
Oh yeah, most consistent,
Yeah,
pitch.
yeah.
most consistent, absolutely. Well, that's the thing. This is gonna sound stupid, but hopefully in a month and a half there's an injury, so we don't have to make this decision.
Isn't that a great problem to have?
I guess. Yeah, it really is. But you can't have two long relievers in the bullpen. Like if you send Nelson there and you already have Fott there, I mean, shoot, you're taking away one of those late inning guys.
But play it out. Say everything goes perfect, and he does come back in a month and a half, 2 months.
Okay.
And he's the guy that was
He's
supposed to be when he got here.
You're paying him $200 million.
He's a guy that you signed before he got hurt, and he's all that and bag of nuts. And Nelson continues to pitch like he has. Everybody else just keeps doing what they're doing, and you have to make a decision. You now have some really interesting trade bait coming up around.
Oh, I don't know that I would make some trade bait because you got Gallen on a 1-year deal anyway.
And Kelly's not on a long-term deal either.
Huh?
So Kelly's not on a
No,
long-term
he's
deal.
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. No, I can't do that deal.
I'm trying to think, but the odds are against everybody continuing to do what they're doing and staying healthy.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I have to say this too. I mean, last night was the first time that I can say that Diamondbacks bullpen absolutely imploded. I mean, the bullpen gave up 7 earned runs, and hey, Rashi had five of those.
Laciagna didn't do himself any favors either.
No. But they have been a big surprise. The bullpen.
Their ERA over this road trip was like .089.
Yeah, and isn't that something?
Until yesterday.
And that's something. They leave Arizona after a 5-2 homestand, even their record at 5-2. Go to New York to play the Mets. Take 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then on to Philly, 2 or 3. And they're up 7-1 on the Orioles. I'm like, this darn time
It's so
pull the rug out from me.
I just think Torrey leaving him in too long. But this is what scares me about Fott going to the bullpen is you now have somebody that can obviously come in and go 3 or 4 innings. Is he going to look at this and go, oh, yeah, I could pull my starter a little bit earlier now and save his arm because I can bring Fott in on the backside. So is that going to affect that?
Well, here's the deal. We already know that Merrill Kelly will be on a pitch count.
It does.
I would bet he would get 75 pitches max. So it's going to be a bullpen. So I'm not sure where Brandon Fott is relative to being a long relief guy for tonight.
Yeah, because he pitched 2 days ago?
Yeah. I'm just not sure because I know they have their different days that they do throw. So I don't know what.
But but if you're going in as a long relief guy for an inning, you got to.
Long relief would be 3 innings.
But that's my point, though. These starters are going out in the 5th or 6th inning. You have a 7th and 8th. You have an 8th and 9th inning guy.
But I think
I
think for 75, if Merrill is getting people out and not having to pitch deep in the counts, he might go 5. But I see him. I see his 75 pitches. I bet he's out by the 4th inning.
Yeah.
And so you need a 5th, 6th, 7th.
Yeah, you need your long relief.
Right.
Because I don't have a problem with that. I just don't want to see him go, okay, Kelly's at, not Kelly, but Gallen's, in the 4th inning, has been laboring out there. His pitch count's high. Well, let's just go ahead and take him out, and let's put Fott in there now. And then you're going to start seeing those types of moves happen. It's like a crutch going to Fott instead of having your starter go longer. That's just what I don't want to see on that backside. But I also don't have a lot of faith in Torrey, and he showed it last night too. Last night was the first time where you're just utterly disgusted by the moves that happened, and that they shouldn't have happened. He had nobody up in that bullpen before that grand slam, and you could see it coming.
Yeah, but you know that would be his first boo-boo of the season.
I agree. I agree with you. His first big one. Yeah. But then on the other side, you wasted Arenado's day, you wasted Marte's day,
and Nelson's day.
And that's where you just kind of feel sick to your stomach, like. And these, especially Arenado, everybody's been on him of he doesn't need to play anymore. I'm even advocating Fernandez needs to play every day, whether it's first base or third base. He needs to rotate.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, Ildemaro Vargas. I mean, you can't sit the guy. The guy continues to rake. I mean, I think he's now played in 12 games. He's got at least one hit in every game.
Did you see that play he made on what was it, Sunday maybe, where he fell down and knocked the ball down at second and was still able to, like, on his knees, like crawling to get it and threw it to first, like. You know, it's just these guys having energy and stuff, and you got to get him in these lineups.
He's the ultimate utility guy. He really is.
Especially with Tawa, who's been very disappointing this year. What's he batting, 106 or something?
Yeah, I mean, look, and it's amazing to me that the Diamondbacks are doing what they do because, see, after Perdomo flirted with hitting 300 and had over 30 homers, 100 RBI, I'm like, this dude's ready to break out, and yet he's hitting – He's not even hitting.
Over again tomorrow. He's batting 148 right
140. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Worse than I even thought.
Went down. He was 0 for 3 yesterday. Yeah, and he's your cleanup guy.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's their cleanup. I think he's their three-hole hitter.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. He is a 3-hole.
But he has not hit worth a darn. And Arenado hadn't been hitting worth a darn. And yet the Diamondbacks were coming in yesterday at 9-7. I believe it was. And,
they're 9-8 now. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm like, wow, 16 games in, and we're just hoping. When you looked at the schedule, said, man, what a murderous road schedule. Yes. You're just hoping the Diamondbacks can stay close to 500. But here they were 2 games over 500, and they're not even getting any production, basically, out of Marte or Perdomo. But Marte's until yesterday.
Alec Thomas. Yeah. He's another guy that's been struggling out there.
Well, I never really expected Alec to hit anyway. He hadn't shown that.
Yeah, but 240, 250, not 140.
Yeah. 122 right now.
122.
Is it really?
Yeah, he went 0 for 4 yesterday as well.
He said 122?
Yeah. It went down yesterday pretty far.
Well, I pointed that out to Steve. I know he knew this, but early in the season, you go 3 for 4, and all of a sudden your batting average could jump 50 points. So few at bats. But
that's that whole Paul Grossman and who was the center fielder back in the day for the Diamondbacks, where he always started the season terrible, and because he had no stats behind him.
You're talking about Steve Finley?
Steve Finley, yeah. Okay. Same thing with Goldschmidt. You start the season, you get 1 hit every couple of days, and your batting average is garbage. But by the end of the year, you're hitting, your standard 225 or whatever, backing it up. So, it is fascinating. But, we'll see how they rebound today. I mean, there's one thing I know about this team. Yesterday was the first day I had to take a phone call, so I had to turn the game off. But yesterday was the first day when that 6th inning happened. I went, man, they're going to lose. Normally, I'm like, oh, these guys have a chance to come back and win. And last night, I could just feel that energy change. And I kind of lost faith.
I hope it doesn't carry over to today.
That's the thing. Now, come on now. That's one thing you got to give the Diamondbacks credit for. They go out and lose 17-2 to Atlanta. They come back and win the series. They've won every series.
Yes.
And if you'd have said other than the Dodgers, they've won. And if you just keep winning series, you're going to be there at the end.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I think you might get a little bit of a blip with Kelly out there today. You might get some excitement of, oh, Kelly's back.
Yeah, that could be. But again,
Baltimore's, people don't know this, Baltimore's a really good team in that AL East. They're going to compete with those guys.
But I tell you, that's why it just bothers me so. I mean, Ryan Nelson, he tamed that lineup he handcuffed him so badly yesterday.
Yeah. I'm just convinced Torrey doesn't like Ryan Nelson, man. They used to send him down all the time, put him in the bullpen, and he's the most consistent pitcher. I just think he's got pictures or something that Torrey doesn't like. I don't know what's going on there. Hey, when we come back, let's get into it. We have playoff basketball in town tonight.
Play-in basketball.
You always got a naysayer over there. He says they're not in the playoffs yet.
Just like Dayton is not the NCAA tournament.
Is your wife working the game tonight?
She will be.
So you don't.
See, she works the Amazon game, Amazon Prime game. She's not boycotting.
No, she'll be a hostess in the beer garden. She loves that job.
So we'll come on back, talk some Suns, get you ready for the Trailblazers tonight. I almost call them the Timberwolves. Woo. Come on back, folks. Main event. Bruce Cooper joins us on Tuesday. Coop, we are a week and 2 days away from the NFL draft.
And I've made one small change to my draft.
Okay. And?
Oh, you guys want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, you know.
Yeah, you piqued the interest.
You can't tease us like that.
No, I'm still taking Jeremiah Love, number 3 overall. Okay. But in the
so you're talking from Cardinals perspective.
Right, Cardinals perspective. You know. Cardinals have the 3rd pick, so I'm taking Jeremiah Love. That's been solid and entrenched in gold. My second, the second round pick, their first pick in the second round, because keep in mind, I'm still trading for the Texans 2 second-round picks, 39 and 59. I'm giving up
Trey Benson.
I'm trading Trey Benson, a number 2, a second-round pick in 2027. And a 3rd-round pick in 27, and a 1st-round pick in 28, all so I can get those 2 picks. I have to have these 2 picks. But I'm keeping my 27 1st-round pick because that's where I'm going to get my franchise quarterback. And I already know who it is. It's not Arch Manning. It's not Dante Moore.
Sam Levitt.
It's not Julian Sayin. It's not Lenore Sellers. And no, it's not Sam Levitt. It is Trinidad Chambliss from Ole Miss.
He might not be eligible. He might not be there next year. He might have to come into this year's supplemental.
No. He already got approval from
They've
this
been
year.
fighting over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
who you get rid of? Jennings Dunker or Caleb Tiernan?
No. I'm keeping both those guys.
Oh, you keep both of them.
But I'm sliding them down and I'm moving out. Stooks.
Oh, really? The guy, the
Yeah.
cornerback that you love, defensive back that you love from Arizona.
Moving him out. So I'm moving.
Really? Okay.
And now with the Cardinals' first pick in the second round, their own pick in the second round, Peter Woods, defensive tackle from Clemson. And I'm excited about this. You know, I'm just watching tape of him.
I'd say, hold on. So to take one step back.
Okay.
Because first of all, it's hard enough to forecast the first round. You're into the second round.
Yeah.
Do you have a service? Do you have I was watching film of Woods from Clemson.
Yeah, I was.
That you don't just type in.
Yeah, you do. You just type in their names and the video pops up. Absolutely.
And you're sitting home doing this.
Yeah. Because
the retired life, Dale.
Yeah. Dale, it's what I do.
Yeah.
And so I'm telling you, I said I'm excited about this guy Because if I put him next to Walter Nolan, and they both have some push or pass rush from the inside, and now I can get a legitimate. Yeah.
Put him next to Walter Nolan on the field or in the training room, not playing. Where are you putting him next to him?
Have you checked his calves?
Hey, look.
Check his calves.
Look, I'm still hoping. I read something recently that Walter Nolan just had a meniscus tear.
The knee, the knee, yeah.
And so without it being like an ACL and an MCL, which I was thinking it was, he'll be back for training camp. Right. And so now I like now you look at what I have in the inside, because they re-signed Roy Lopez, a former Valley player and stuff, and so I like everything from that. So now if I can get my anyone to compliment Josh Sweat, and keep in mind B.J. Ojulari, who basically missed all of last year. He's
missed a lot of time, not just last year.
So him, Baron Browning, Zaven Collins. I mean, I have to, and that's why I'm not interested in trying to go and draft a David Bailey or an Arvell Reese. I mean, come on, man. We've seen that act.
No, we've seen that act, but we've picked the wrong guy. Because if you pick the guy that went to Houston,
Will Anderson,
that was the right guy.
Well, it was still the wrong guy for the Cardinals, because I had the Cardinals taking some guy named Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
And I'll take Bijan. And look, Will's a stud.
Yes.
Will's all pro and one of the best edge rushers.
Yeah.
But Bijan was all pro and led the NFL in yards.
No, I understand that.
So I'm and that's where the Cardinals are anemic. They need some offensive playmakers. They need somebody to get their fans off their fannies and get excited.
I do not. The more I think about it, and we'll talk about this. We'll do that draft day, but we'll talk about it.
And by the way, for you guys, here's a programming note. I will not be in next Tuesday. Instead, I'll come in next Thursday, NFL draft day.
Okay.
Look forward to seeing you guys.
In the morning before the draft show?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
We're doing the draft show.
That's what I mean. This is Thursday.
Yeah. So you're going to come in just for the draft show?
Yeah.
Late in the okay.
No, you're gonna come in Thursday morning, and then we're doing a live draft show at 4:00.
Yeah, I'm for the draft show.
Yeah. So we'll just talk
I'm
that's
confused.
Great.
Yeah, but you're coming in for this show too.
Yeah. Oh, am I? Okay.
No, I don't know. That's what we're asking.
Oh no, I'm just gonna do Thursday.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. That's great. Because now, tell me this.
Oh, so you want me to come in at 10 a.m. Thursday and then come back at 4? Okay, I can do that.
No. That's what we're asking. We're confused.
I can do that.
You're confused.
I can do that.
Okay, we'll talk off the air. We'll do the programming out there. So tell me this, because you do a lot more research on this stuff than I do. When you hear something like the Bain story come out yesterday, what does that do? Because I tell anybody that I know, if there's an NFL team that didn't know about that, shame on them.
Dale, trust me, they already knew.
Yes.
They already knew.
Okay.
I mean, that as you know, the NFL, they have their investigators. They know, they investigate your parents. Yeah. And they get dirt and see if the apple doesn't fall far from the tree type of situation.
If you're a first or second pick, they go back to your high school.
Yeah. They investigate you top to bottom. So they already that's and the first place they go is to the police records.
Yeah.
And so that's already a matter of record. And so they already knew that. That's not going to whatever their opinion is of Ruben Bain. And keep in mind, this happened 2 years ago.
Yes.
Whatever their opinion is of Ruben Bain, it's not changing because of this.
The public perception can change, and put pressure on it.
Well, let me just put it to you like this. Like Dale said, the NFL teams, they already knew this.
Yeah.
They already, and so whatever, and whatever repercussions that come from that, the NFL knows how and will deal with that. And let's put it like this. I've seen players with worse incidents than this get drafted and play in the NFL.
Yeah. All I'm saying is this: if he's on your board as a top 10 pick, you're picking 8, 9, whatever. Pick a number. Just because this news now was made public, is not going to alter
No,
what you're going to do.
All it's done is just make the public now aware
Yeah.
of what happened.
Yeah, and when you read more in the story, we talked about at the beginning of the show. You know, the kid the guy that died in that accident, his family. You know, they're like it was a tragic accident. So when you see the headlines, you instantly think negative, bad things, you know, happen and stuff like that. It does sound like it was an actual accident.
Well,
that's kinda swept under the
you do
rug,
remember the
so.
Georgia player?
That's what I thought. I thought it was that type of a situation, but reading into it, it's not.
Yeah,
you know, so.
yeah, but the Georgia player, that was a criminal speeding violation.
Yeah.
This it just sounds like he may have lost control.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
there
was
were no
legit.
citations.
Yeah,
that were
the
issued.
family of the guy that died said we wish him the best in his NFL career. You know, they praised on him. You know, it was just a freak.
But then you
accident,
even
so.
got guys like we were talking about. Remember Laramie Tunsil the night before the draft?
Yeah.
That smoking
No,
whatever.
I don't think it was the night before the draft.
2
Was
nights.
it the morning of the
It
draft?
was night before. It was very close.
Yeah.
And everybody's shocked and like
He fell because of that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
he did fall.
but see, that's the problem. It's like the Ray Rice incident. You hear about it. Well, we can
Ray,
get that
Ray
through.
Rice was terrible.
No, Ray Rice is different.
No, I'm not saying they did the same thing. I'm saying what I'm saying is you hear about it, your fan base can still, okay. You see video of it, half of your fan base can turn on you.
See, the video kept Ray Rice from ever playing again.
Yeah, and then, whereas before he was just getting suspended and going.
Right.
Same thing with Jeremy Tunsil. I'm not equating the two events. I'm saying video changes your perception. So, like, even with Tunsil, right? Everybody's like, oh, he smokes a little weed. And everybody's like, oh, whatever. And then you see the gas, and then you're like, oh, my. Half the fan base is like, you can't draft that guy. So, video does change things out there as you go through it. But really quick, what happened to Stooks? You were really high on him because of that acrobatic move and that territorial cut.
Yeah, here's the deal. I just looked at the fact that, I can get more value from being able to stop the run and put pressure on a quarterback than on the back end where someone's making a play on the ball in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was the most.
Because you were really high on him. One move he made against Arizona State.
Well, look. Not only that, but you see how he showcased himself, and I didn't.
He's a good kid. He's going to get drafted. He's going to have some success in the league. There's no doubt about it. I'm just giving you a hard time because of that one play out there. But we got to get into
but the Phoenix Suns. Okay,
Suns Trailblazers tonight. Prime Video, 7 p.m. Good luck if you're watching it. I was going to look up tickets to get in were like $55 yesterday. I'm predicting they're going to drop. So while you give us your...
They're going to drop? Why would they drop?
Because it's a play-in game.
Look, let me tell you something.
And it's the Trailblazers.
It is a playoff game because here's the deal. The teams that are at 11, 12, 13, and 14, they don't even have a chance to get into the playoffs. But the teams that are 7, 8, 9, 10, two of those teams are going to have a chance to play for the trophy.
They're going to have a chance to make the playoffs.
No, here's the deal. You can't, and I'm keeping in mind this deal. The Miami Heat, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, went from play-in to the finals.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to tell you, if they win tonight,
but Dale,
they're in the playoffs.
Dale, if they weren't in the play-in, they wouldn't have had an opportunity to even get into the
Cooper,
finals.
you the guy that invested in the condos in Dayton to go watch ASU those couple years that they supposedly made the tournament.
They did make the tournament.
Yeah.
Because they had a chance, Dale. They had a chance.
I asked him, I said, what are you going to do next year when there's 8 play-in games next year? Because that's what they're expanding it to. Really quick, tickets have fallen. Upper-level tickets, $31, $33, $34. They've fallen.
They can't be available.
It's not sold out.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because it's a play-in game against Trailblazers.
Hasn't started yet, Coop.
The Suns had this record of was it 500 consecutive sellouts?
Yeah.
And we're not even talking play-in. This was regular season.
Yeah.
This is play-in now.
I did see.
The game's got to be a
the Suns
sellout.
aren't going to announce it, but I did see a lot of season ticket holders not buy playoff tickets.
That doesn't make any sense.
Not
That makes zero sense to me. It
Faith in
makes
this
zero.
team. Faith
It
in
makes
this
zero.
team.
Makes zero sense.
Yeah, but the price did go down. Yesterday they were in the $50 range, and now I'm seeing $30 tickets to get upper level.
So
of course, of
you're
the
trying to
corners.
tell me that the
Coop,
season ticket holders would rather go watch the Suns play the Washington Wizards
Maybe that's
as
it.
opposed to play a play-in
Is
game?
Maybe
Washington
that
playing
disgusts
everybody?
them. Maybe that's what disgusts them as we've
No,
wasted so much money.
so
on
I
the
think
scrappy
that's a
teams.
separate conversation. Let's talk about the game tonight. Suns Portland.
And it was
Do you
it
think the
scares me.
Suns
I'm
win?
worried. Look, this is what the Suns need to win this game. They need to be able to hit their 3-point shots. I mean, Colin Gillespie has to be on. Look, everyone's healthy except for, I guess, Grayson Allen.
Yeah.
And he's questionable. Look, I wouldn't even play Grayson Allen. Don't even play. But the Suns,
When you need to hit threes, you're not going to put Grayson out there, huh?
look, let him get completely healthy because when he's out there and he's not.
But I said that at the end of the season, and they kept playing. And why sit him now?
He struggles when he's not making his shot.
Mm-hmm.
And so let him get healthy for the Spurs. We can use him against the Spurs if happen to get by the Trailblazers. But it's a game that worries me.
Yeah.
The Trailblazers, I mean, Klingland, he's a center that can step out and bring Mark Williams away. We already have very little rim protection.
Yeah.
But he can knock down those 3-point shots. Denny Avia, he's like a 6'8" Magic Johnson out there, really, because he can handle the ball, he can drive it, he can pass it, he can do, and he's very adept at drawing fouls, getting to the free throw line and things. And then they have some championship guy on the team. His name is Drew Holiday, and so they worry me. And I think that Jeremy Grant, and their small forward, or I think he's available as well. Robert Williams is healthy.
They have one guy that's questionable, and I don't have it in front of me right now. I'll look
Well,
it
the
up
whole
for
thing
you.
about it, Coop, since the All-Star break, they're one of the top 3 defenses in the NBA.
They are an athletic team, but you know what they aren't is they're not a great shooting team.
Right.
So I know in the playoffs, games become pretty much more half court.
Yeah.
And so if the Suns aren't turning the ball over and allowing Portland to get out and run, that's a plus. But the Suns, so every now and again the Blazers will find someone that get hot from the 3-point line. Maybe it's a Kamara, a former Phoenix Suns draft pick that was traded in that DeAndre Ayton deal. Kamara could get hot. Scoot Henderson can get hot. You Suns have to make sure that they're playing with the type of tenacity and intensity they did defensively early in the season when they got off to this surprising start.
Yeah.
Jeremy Grant, by the way, is questionable for tonight.
Okay, so Jeremy Grant. Okay,
He's the only one. Obviously, Dame Lillard's not playing because of his Achilles.
yeah,
But he's the only one that can.
yeah,
that can get in.
and so I'm glad to see that Jordan Goodwin is available.
Isn't that amazing though? End of the season, the guys can't play because they're nursing injuries, and then boom, playoffs show up, and there's no.
Well,
designation.
hey, look. Sometimes you got to say, if it were the playoffs, I'd be playing. I've seen that scenario. And look, they need Goodwin. Goodwin, his defensive tenacity and his prowess, his on-ball prowess. It helps create a lot of turnovers. And when the Suns can turn over the opposition and run and get out themselves, then Mark Williams seems to get involved because he runs the floor better than any big man in the game. And so if his energy's up and he's involved, I like the Suns' chances. But again, Colin Gillespie has to be shooting well and can't be struggling. And I'm getting nervous.
I'm worried about the length of the Portland, and specifically Klingland.
Well, here's the deal. Suns have some length that they can match, but see, Jordan Ott just doesn't trust it. See, Malawat.
Yeah, Malawat's not seeing the game in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Malawat and Rasheer Fleming, both, and Fleming has the athleticism and the wing, the length to absolutely keep teams from dominating on the offensive glass. I like how Ryan Dunn doesn't allow rebounds to come to him. He goes and gets them. He's one of the few that go get them. And so, that's what bothers me because we've seen it when the Suns have played teams recently in this stretch run. Ryan Dunn and Fleming and Malawak, they sit the entire game.
Right.
And so now you're undersized. You're playing Gillespie. You're playing Allen. You're playing Goodwin against and these
they're
guys,
all the same players.
Yeah. They're 6'3", 6'2", 6'4", against guys that are 6'9", 6'10", 6'11". And it's just a mismatch, and you wonder why you're getting pounded on the offensive glass.
Well, I mean, look at this. I mean, Klingland is third in the league, average rebounds per game, 11.6.
Yeah.
He's behind a couple big guys the Suns have struggled with, Jokic and Karl Anthony Towns
Yeah.
over there in New York, right? Victor Wembanyama is just barely behind him there with Rudy Gobert. Suns struggled against their size. Offensive rebounds, Klingland set a franchise record, and he's number one in the NBA with 347 offensive rebounds for the season.
Steve,
I'm worried about that.
I'm not trying to hear this. We've already talked about Klingland. I mean, he worries me. Klingland, Avia, and
Yeah.
I didn't remember.
Look at Avia. He's third. He's behind Luka and Jokic here.
Who is?
He's one of three players. Three players in the NBA to finish the season averaging 24+ points per game, 6+ rebounds, and 6+ assists this season.
You talking about Avia?
Yeah, he's with Luka and Jokic.
6'8",
three guys.
230.
Yeah, and then Drew Holiday. I mean, I didn't talk about his championship pedigree. So I know we talked about it on this show a few times ago, and I told you guys I'd rather play the paper clips, even though they have a guy named Kawhi Leonard, but there's only one him. There's a three-headed monster in Portland.
Then you got Kamara, who 219 made threes this whole season as well, so he can make those shots, and that's just those.
That's why
guys.
I say you don't want him to get and you don't want him to get going because when he starts knocking down those threes, Suns are in trouble.
Okay, so having all this blather and blubber,
Suns are favored by 3.5. By the way,
do the Suns win tonight?
You know what? I think just because it is a and look, they have two chances. Both teams have two chances.
Yeah.
And so for Portland says even if we lose this game, we play another one at our building. You know, that next game would be play the 9-10 winner would be in Portland's building.
Coop, hold on.
And so maybe.
Hold on.
Dylan, I'm trying to help myself. I'm trying to talk myself into a Suns win. I'm trying to talk myself into a Suns win.
When you were at Westwood, high flying and all that, did you ever think that, I know if we lose this game, we can get them at our place?
Dale, my psyche, I need this excuse. I need this reasoning. I'm too nervous. I need this reasoning.
I mean, you have a right to be because the Suns went 3-1 against Portland in the series this year. Yeah. The problem is they won the 3 when the Suns were playing really well at the beginning of the season. They lost the one in February where the Suns were kind of scuffling a little bit and things to that effect, which is where they've gone now. I think what puts the Suns over the top tonight is the home. I think what I'm worried about the crowd, and what I mean by that is I don't know if it registers that this is a playoff game crowd. I think a lot of people probably have this guy's attitude over here. And you're seeing the price of the tickets fall, but you need to have playoff atmosphere to get these guys. You can't be like the regular season game where in the third quarter, if the Suns struggle, you just sit on your hands. Well, you got to get up and cheer for them in the playoffs. I don't know if the fans are going to do it.
Suns have to get off to a fast start. And what they've done, they
get up to fast start,
but they got to back it up in the second quarter.
Yeah,
you're going to let me finish. They got to back it up in the second quarter, and just kind of try and leave no doubt because so many times you see them come out shining light. You have a 15-point lead in the first quarter, and then they go in halftime. It's tied.
See, I'm more worried about the third quarter with me. The third quarter is when you're going to see whether the Suns are going to win this game.
Well, heck, the fourth quarter
really worries me too.
But what I'm saying is if the Suns are going to falter, like you said, they'll get to a hot start. Halftime will be tied. They kind of whimper on that third quarter, and that's where you get into that where they scored 12 points in the fourth quarter.
They're the worst scoring team in the fourth quarter.
But you can see it coming in the third quarter. That's why, to me, the third quarter needs to be.
Coop, at the end of the day, Coop, you basically talked yourselves into the Suns losing tonight.
No, I'm talking myself into them winning. I'm banking on the fact that Portland understands that they rather win it at home against the 9-10 winner.
Because they want Oklahoma City. They don't want San Antonio.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, the other side of it
you took
is,
the words right out of my mouth.
I mean, the other side of it is, one team, Suns of course lost to the Lakers, beat the Thunder. But Portland had to win this spot to get in here, so they've been kind of on a roll. I'm worried about the length, but I do think the Suns at home will pull it out and get this win here. And I'm going to say comfortable win as well. What I mean is it's not going to come down to like the last 30 seconds you're nail biting. They're going to have a big enough lead at that point.
I like Steve.
To win it here.
Steve's my man.
Well, I can see if the Suns have a sizable lead with 7-8 minutes left, I can see Portland taking the foot off the gas.
But they don't play. They won't play again until Friday, though. So it's not like they have to turn around on Wednesday and play again.
Well, I'm looking at their star players. So Avita played 66 games. Jeremy Grant played 57, 53. I guess they play.
Well, I mean, that's out of 82. I mean, that's
Yeah.
still, it's not 43 like some guys, but they did miss some games. But I think Dale, who do you got tonight? I got the Suns. Coop has the Suns for a weird reason that Portland doesn't want to play. Wants to play the Thunder.
Yeah, they want to win their playing spot at home.
I have it for psychological reasons.
Coop, break it down. I don't think they want to win the first game on the road. I'm just going to go because I don't want the season to end, and I have a feeling if they lose tonight, they'll probably lose
That's what
on
I think.
Friday.
That's what I think.
I'm going to pick the Suns on a hope and a prayer.
So at least you admit that you're worried like I am.
Oh, I know I am.
Okay.
Because seriously, think about that scenario, Coop, that you won't be back in here. If they lose tonight, if whoever wins, Golden State or the Clippers, and now it's a win or go home.
Win or go home.
And you got two guys in Kawhi and Stephen who could go for 50 on a one-game series.
Well, maybe Steph will be out buying all of his jerseys, so he won't. He missed that earlier.
Go Suns.
Yeah.
So we all got Suns tonight, huh? 3.5.
Yeah, Suns.
I don't think it's going to be as close as if the Suns don't win tonight. It's going to be because the Suns don't play well, and I think the other side. I mentioned it yesterday. I think the Suns with Dylan Brooks, shrinking that bench down. I think they're going to have the playoff mentality, meaning tougher. Now the refs have to go along with this and play and call the game like a playoff game, and they're going to be ready to play that better than Portland will. I think tonight. I think that'll be the ultimate difference.
Cool, but what I want you to keep count of tonight is how many times does Devin Booker call for a foul? I want you to try and I want you to write a tick mark down because it's going to be in the teens.
Have enough ink.
Hey, well, let's put it to you like this, Dale. I'm still looking ahead for in the Suns' future, and as I look ahead for the future, because it's what I do, I have to get rid of Royce O'Neal.
Oh, you're already changing the team before they're even
Yes, I am.
eliminated
Yes, I
this
did.
year.
A month ago too.
I have to get rid of Royce O'Neal,
He's
and
a free agent, isn't
I
he?
have to. No, I think him and Grayson Allen both have one more year left on their deal.
I know Gallen does.
And I'm trading both.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. Those are the two guys. Well,
Okay.
you need to make more changes than that.
Coop,
Yeah.
we got a lot of time to talk about
No,
that.
I've been doing that too, Dale. I've been going. And look,
You have too many 6 foot. You have too many 6'5" guys that shoot inside.
they
not
need,
wing players.
and they need to create opportunities, more opportunities for Rasheer Fleming and Ryan Dunn.
The thing that shocked. What about Ryan Dunn? You think Ryan Dunn should stick around? I think he's the one that might be on the outside looking in.
Well, I'd like to keep him.
I would too, but I
like
could see that.
because I think his ceiling he hasn't reached that yet.
Yeah.
And so that's why and here's the deal. I'm gonna tell you the key player in the Suns offseason is a guy named Oso Ighodaro.
He played every game for the Suns this year. Did you know that?
Yeah, but see,
plays in every game.
but see,
He's the only one?
here's the deal. I have no doubt that Rasheer Fleming and Ryan Dunn are going to put in the work in the offseason and come back better next year.
I refuse to take part in this conversation. You got a play-in game tonight.
No.
And Coop's talking about next year.
$30
I
gets
am.
you in. His price is falling.
But see, this is why it's important for Oso Ighodaro to
Step up now.
he has Dale and Steve. He is key to how the Suns can make a dramatic step forward. And I'm going to tell you why. He's not a 5. He's an undersized 5. He's more of a 4. But he can't be a 4 if he can't shoot the ball.
Right.
All he does is push shot. This dude needs to put in the work in the gym and develop a perimeter shot. Now he becomes a 4. So now you can play both Mark Williams and Kaman Malawak because you've moved also out to 4. And if you wanted to go small, yeah, you can swing him into 5. But he has to develop an outside shot. It's egregious to me that this guy is athletic as he is, and look, it's clear that he put in some work putting the ball on the floor, driving to the hole, because he can score driving to the paint either with his left or his right hand. You know, he used to just drive and slam. Now he can actually finish with either hand. He has to develop some type of perimeter shot, and I know it can be done. And you know how I know it can be done? Because I watched some guy named Amari Stoudemire come in as a high school player for the Suns. He was just a power dunker. But every year he came in, he would single me out and say, Coop, this is what he worked on. And did you see he's a Hall of Famer now? He worked on his game. Also, work on your freaking game, man. If you put in and develop an outside shot, and that means you'd also develop a touch at the free throw line as well, which is badly needed. The Suns would take an immeasurable step forward in terms of
we can talk about this next Tuesday.
All right, yeah, I got it.
$30 gets you into upper level tonight,
Coop,
folks.
I'm hoping next Tuesday we're talking about how they match up against the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, that'll be about right for that
we'll be talking about game 2 because game 1 will be Sunday.
Yeah. Well, and they win one on the road, they sneak one on the road. Now, Coop.
Well, no, it'll be more than that because you're coming in next Thursday because of the NFL draft.
Well, you can come in Tuesday and then come in Thursday night.
I guess I could do that.
Yeah, we can talk Suns, Spurs.
I guess I could do that.
And NFL draft.
I guess it depends on what the Suns are doing in that. 115. I see 114, 115 in the behind the baskets tonight. So, guys, it's play-ins according to Dale tonight.
Look, I guarantee you what you're looking at cannot be tickets available.
Coop, I can buy these tickets right now.
It's impossible.
You want to go? I'll buy 2 tickets right now.
It's impossible. I mean, that game has to be a sellout already.
It's not.
I refuse to believe it.
It's a playing game. Everybody's lost interest.
Go Suns!
If you could only afford one game, are you buying tickets for this? You can buy tickets for the Spurs or Thunder in the first round.
Hey, look, did we miss anything, guys? I know Dale is. Dale. I have to distract myself. You can see. Here's the deal. This is one thing I know as a fan because it's happened to me too many times. If you get too hyped up for a game, get too anticipatory for a game,
you get disappointed.
You're gonna get less down. So we talk about the future of the Suns. We don't concentrate on the playing game. and so now you got
no expectations.
Now you got a better chance to win.
Yeah, I have no expectations except for the hour it's going to take me to load up Amazon Prime tonight to watch the game.
I have a history of this as a fan. Yes. I know.
That's why, because we're both from Phoenix. we have a 40-year history of getting our dreams broken.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so you kind of prepare yourself.
Absolutely.
I'm fully prepared for them to lose tonight and then lose on Friday.
We talk about the future.
Yeah.
And let tonight's game surface.
Coop's already got the off-season moves settled.
Come on back tomorrow, folks. 8 a.m. The main event. Coop, as always, thank you. Draft show coming up next Thursday night, by the way, 4 p.m. Don't forget about that. It's going to be free, live as well, so come and join us for that.
But the Cardinals will disappoint us.
Yeah, they are. Look at that.
It's going to happen.
The negativity on this side of the table.
Next Thursday, Suns are out.
Hey, Dale, is this what I normally sound like right here?
Yeah, yes. The Diamondbacks have lost 6 in a row.
See you later, everybody.